Hello, it is your girl Jennifer Watson here on Mrs. J's School of Magic. So if you've seen any of my other videos, hopefully my voice sounds a lot better in this video. I realized the last couple of videos I made, most recently, I did not have my microphone plugged in. But anyway, I am about to show you some Conjure Oils. So if you don't know already, I actually am a hoodoo practitioner of magic, hence School of Magic. I don't know why I always have to say that with some kind of crazy accent. But anyway, so I do a lot of magical things on the outside, working with root work, conjure work, and most importantly and most commonly used are the hoodoo oils or the conjure oils. I just recently posted up a lot of them for sale on my Etsy page. And so I've been getting some questions in regards to how to use them. I give a little bit of information on Etsy, but this is a more detailed video on what you should do with each of the oils. So let's jump in this. All right, the first oil that I have here for display is the War Oil. Okay. Put that in the center. And the War Oil is anytime where you need to like really kind of dig in there and wreck some shit up. Whether that is protecting yourself, like 10 times over. You could use some of this oil, like especially on protection candles. But you can also use this oil to cross or curse other people. So there are some dualities there. Just a couple of things that really kind of make this oil as powerful as it is. I've had it brewing on my altar with like rusty nails inside of it, some graveyard dirt, some tar, a lot of different things that really kind of sticks to a person, whether good or bad. Those are just some of the things that went into making this oil. So, like especially if you see on the bottom, get some focus here. Focus. Okay, there we go. I gotta get better with my camera placement. I don't know if you can see at the bottom down there, the black, but down there, that is actually some of the dirt when I was putting in the bottle that, of course, got into this bottle. So it's really, really sticky. I would suggest that you shake it up. You see now you can see some more floating in the bottle. I suggest that you shake it up before you use it because, especially in shipment, there are, of course, maybe settlements just like on drink bottles at the bottom of the. And now, see, once I shake it up, it got a lot darker. So that's how you're going to want it to look before you use it. This oil is super powerful. I use this whenever I need to help someone who's been hexed to send it back to the person who sent it. And I've used it to kind of shine off and polish her protection bubble, so to speak. Okay? So that is the War Oil. Oh, that is an empty bottle. Okay. That is another empty bottle. What are you doing? Okay. War Oil again. I probably should have had these out on the table before. Okay. So now we went from one extreme to Peace Oil. Peace Oil. I'm trying to get this to focus and it's not really working out for me. That's a little bit better. Well, I don't know if you can really see it, but at the top that's lavender in this bottle of oil. This oil is really self-explanatory. It's oil that you want to use when you need to draw more peace to you. It is an oil that you may want to use to anoint candles when you're working with candle magic. You could use it in your home, like you could do a cleansing, like if you sage in your home, and you could put a dot. You can anoint your house with it. You could put it in one of those oil burners. It's not highly fragrant, but the burner part, of course, will kind of, if you wanted to add it to some extra herbs and put it on the herb burner or something like that, you can get really creative with it. But it's really any time where you need to create a peaceful environment or you need to create more peace within yourself, or you could use it to anoint other people. as far as creating peace in their life, on top of reading the Psalms kind of thing. So that's situations that you want to be able to use that peace oil. All right, so now we have the self-love oil. All right, let's see if this works here. If I can, that's my website. Maybe that's a little bit better. You can see clearer pictures on my Etsy page, okay? So make sure as I'm going through these oils, you watch this video and you also look at my Etsy page. That way you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So in this particular oil, you see all those things floating around in there. You see you also see the reflection of my balcony window, or patio window. But those are roses and some other key ingredients that goes into making this oil. I probably put about, trying to see if I could see, about roughly 10 different things to make this oil. It's not highly fragrant, but there are a lot of flowers that were involved. And so whenever I'm creating these oils, maybe I'll do a video when I'm creating oils, but whenever I make these oils, I focus my energy. Sometimes I have particular songs playing in the background, to really make sure that the environment is exuding what I want this energetic oil to carry on. And so, of course, not just me working with the oils, not just with me praying over the oils, but also the ingredients are a major factor in making these oils actually work. So the self-love oil is oil that you want to use obviously when you need to create and work, especially on your solar plexus, like where that confidence lives, that self-esteem lives. This would be a good oil to rub in that area. That is where self-love lives, so that helps to create that balance that you need. And a lot of women actually need that balance within their solar plexus, and so this oil will be a good oil for you to use for that. And of course, any and all of the oils, again, you can use them in any of your spell work. You can use it on any of your candle work, things like that. So next up on the list is holy water. I know it looks silly selling a bottle of water, but it's not just any water. This is actually holy water. I could make holy water myself. I just don't always, because I don't always have a good place to keep it. But this is oil that I derived through, obviously blessing it myself once I received it from the Catholic Church. Went out and got talked to the pastor and all that other good stuff. And so, of course, it's been sanctified. It's been prayed over multiple times. I like to get it from the Catholic Church because they put the cross in it whenever they're praying over it, to make sure. And if you don't know how water is like the most uh, energetic thing, it holds energy like none other. I mean, everything holds energy, but water in particular. There's a documentary called What the Bleep Do We Know? And in that documentary, it talks all about energy and water crystals and how they change based on how you speak to it, what you do to it, things like that. So that's for those of you who don't know how words and energy really can impact other tangible things and situations. So that is holy water. You could use this especially when you want to, before you leave for the day, if you want to put like a little dot on the middle of your forehead, say a quick prayer for protection and go out the door. You could use it whenever you may need to consecrate objects, like my guide, one of my spirit guides told me I needed to get a golden cross and I needed to consecrate it. So I'm going to go out and get a golden cross. And I'm going to use the holy water on that. That's for when I'm doing like my laying of hands on working with people, in-person clients. So I'll be using that cross, especially when I need to remove negative energy. So yeah, that kind of stuff. You could use it to clean candles before you burn them. You could use it for some spells call for it. I use it in some of my powders that I make. The holy water, like I don't put a whole bunch, but I do use it like in my spiritual bath salts too. I put a few drops in there, but I also have a moisture little packet. So I want the ingredients to get the energy of the holy water, but I also don't want to ruin the bath. So the bath salts. So those are just some examples of how I use the holy water. All right. I have about 15. There are a couple I need to put out, but I haven't done it yet. Okay, so this is the bend over oil. Bend over, and it does not do exactly what it says. Well, I mean, in the figurative way. But this oil works when you need someone else to do your bidding for you. When you want to be able to control someone else, control a situation, this is the oil that you would want to use. And so you would put this oil again on candles. You could use it when you may need to get something to turn out the way that you want it to. You could use it when you have someone who's just not doing right and you just need them to do right. You could use this on them. If it's like a relationship or something like that. Yeah. All right, so we just did bend over oil. Now this is uncrossing oil. You can see some of the ingredients. Some of the ingredients get trapped in the transfer. And so I guess it does give it kind of like a cool and a aesthetic. The herbs and stuff in the bottom. Ooh. So any of the oils that you get, you're going to want to shake them before you use it. So the uncrossing oil is really used for when you need to remove a hex or a curse. Like I have a client, I'm about to use some of this because I'm going to help break a generational curse on her family. So that's what this is for. You could use it to remove anything that you feel someone else has energetically messed with. So, like, even if it's an object, that somebody put a curse on an object, or you could use it on yourself, you could use it on the candles, again, things like that. This is where you would use that. You could use this on a black candle if you want to do some negativity removal and uncrossing works. You could put it on a black candle. You could put it on a white candle too, but traditional hoodoo is you really only use like white, some black, but mostly white. So that's why I said white candle too. But if you're really into colors, you could definitely use the black candle. All right. I think we already did the banishing one. So now we have the road opener oil. And so there's a few things floating in there. A lot of stuff didn't get transferred over, but oh wait, some at the bottom. So the road opener oil corresponds with opening up opportunities in front of you. You could actually, this pairs nice with a boneset herb. Pairs nice like his wine. Boneset herb, which is also known as road opener herb. And this herb, here, I'll show you what it looks like. Or in Spanish, abre camino. That's what that looks like on the candle work. So both of these are road openers. Abre camino, the road opener herb, aka boneset, and then you have the road opener oil to create opportunities in your life and remove all of the obstacles that's in between there that's hindering you from getting there. So if you feel stuck, this will be a good time to use this oil. And you want to kind of create some more movement in your life, that would be a good oil to use. And let's go ahead on to the next one. So the next one I have is the Red Fast Luck. And obviously it's called Red Fast Luck because it is red, but it is oil. It's just some of the herbs that I use make it red. And so this Red Fast Luck you could use like on money. You could use it for luck, like if you're gambling. You could also use it for sex, passion. Well, not really passion, but more so you want to get lucky. No pun intended. So this is something that you would want to use. Those kind of situations you would want to use this for. You can also use this just like the money oil. You could also use this to anoint your money too before you go out and spend it. All right, we have altar oil. This altar oil is really like a kind of a general blessing oil. You could use it similar ways to the holy water. Um, just oil tends to stick better to candles than holy water. So if you wanted to do like a general blessed white candle, connection with your guides kind of thing, then you could use that altar oil. And use it on any objects that you want to bless. All right. So we have get a job next. Obviously, is to help you get a job. This get a job oil, nobody really does paper applications anymore, but if you did have to do a paper application, then you could take this oil and anoint it on the four corners of the application before you have to go and turn it in. So, and then obviously the more common way are online applications. So you could put some on your hands, rub your hands together real quick, and say a prayer before you submit the application. During that prayer, you'll want to visualize yourself working in that particular position that you applied for, and things like that. So this helps you to get a job. Then we have Cleo Mae. And it's a rose in there. I put that in there for aesthetic reasons, but I did have it sitting with roses, and I want to make sure that I did not go over this already, which I don't think I did. But the Cleo Mae is when you want to get somebody in your life that has a little money. Historically, it's been used for prostitutes back in the day. They use this oil for prostitutes use this oil to, of course, attract client men who have money. And so you could use it in the same way now. Any kind of sex workers out there, whether it's stripping or even if you're like, wait, I don't work in the sex industry, then you could use this oil for general relationship attracting. Like if you want a man who has some money and is not afraid to spend it on you, then that is the oil that you want to use. Next is court case. So this oil obviously is for oh, you see some of the stuff in there for court cases. You could use this oil on any kind of legal documents that you may have. Like if you need to submit something, you would put it on, obviously very lightly on the document before sending it in. If you are going to go into court and you may be shaking hands with like the other opposing attorney or the judge or something like that, then you would put some of this on your hand. You could also say some prayers of Psalms. I think Psalm 7 verses 8 through 10 that asks for a just verdict. I was trying to get that out. So you could use some of this in combination with that prayer on your hands. And this helps for the case to go your way. So you'll want to, all that stuff. It's not really floating because the oil is super thick. So it's just kind of like staying there until I put it down. And then it's going to fall back down. I packed these bottles up. Okay, so I talked about that one already. That one. I probably should have taken this out. Oh, I did not talk about the power oil. Or the ultimate money one. Or did I? Yeah. I think I did talk about ultimate money. No, not yet. Alright, so we'll talk about ultimate money next. Alright, so this, I'm trying to look and see if I talked about it already so I don't repeat myself. But this money oil, actually, you could use it the same way as the Fast Red Luck. The Fast Red Luck, this is the ultimate money oil because it's just, obviously, it's a different formula. The Red Fast Luck is for when you want things like super fast, but the ultimate money one is something that you could use kind of more generally over time. It's like wealth building. So, like, imagine, like, for example, Red Fast Luck is playing the lottery and getting rich. And then the ultimate money one is building wealth over time instead of just a quick get rich thing. If that makes any sense. So I use this the same way as the Red Fast Luck. I anoint my money with it. I actually do it before going somewhere where I may need to make a deal or something like that. Anytime when you're doing negotiations, you could use this ultimate money one. That I would almost, if you're doing negotiations, I would almost combine the ultimate money one with the bend over one, or, which I haven't showed you, compelling oil. And I have some of that, I just haven't put it out yet. All right. And I have one more to show you. I know this video is quite lengthy, but I wanted to make sure I was very thorough in my descriptions. And the last one is keep law away. And that is exactly what that says. So if you are paranoid about having contact with any kind of legal person, I shouldn't say paranoid, but if you're worried, well, I mean, yeah, paranoid too. Paranoid, yeah, that will fall in there because I have met someone who was paranoid, and I recommended that to them. The keep the law away oil, could help to keep the police at bay or any kind of legal professional away. Not necessarily just police. You could use it on yourself. You could use it to anoint your car, especially like, for example, for whatever reason, there was this one year I continuously kept getting pulled over under false pretenses that I was this other woman based on them reading my license plate. This other woman who had the same exact name as me and the same exact birthday. But clearly we were different races, and we lived in two different areas of the United States. She was wanted for like theft and fraud in this state, and clearly I'm just trying to get home. So if I had had this oil, that would be a situation. If I had this oil then, because that was quite a few years ago, I would use this oil when I was going through that. All right, so those are all the oils that I have so far. I do have a couple of more that I did not show in this video because they're still brewing, and I'm not ready to put those out for sale yet. Brewing. It takes some time for these oils to kind of get into their get a good settle into their energetic components on what they need to do. So I hope this answers all your questions. Make sure you go and visit my shop, The Psychic Corner, on Etsy to purchase these. These are 1 fluid ounce, so you can see it says, it's 1 fluid ounce, but if you think about the amount of oil in there and compared to my hand, and I don't have a small hand, and especially the amount of oil that you're going to want to need because there is a dropper in here, this can last you for quite some time. So, for a long time, really. You wouldn't need to buy it. I would also suggest that if you are allergic to nuts, be careful because tree nuts, because I may have come in contact with some of the ingredients that I've used. I don't want to be responsible for any allergic reactions, so please use carefully and responsibly. They are not for internal digestion, so please do not put these in your mouth. And also, because they are clear glass containers, and I actually debated on clear glass or amber glass, but amber glass is so dark and you can't really see the beautifulness of the herbs, floating around in the oil. So I would suggest that you put these in a cool, dark place to maintain the potency of the oil and also the integrity of the oil. So make sure you keep it in a clear, dark space. Those are all the suggestions, warnings, and information I have. These are $13. Go grab them. Have any questions, let me know. See y'all later. Bye.